And he tried, he was game, but every time he threw one or two, Inoue came back with 4s and 5s and 6s.
Yeah, credit goes to Picasso for putting a great show on. He pushed Inoue back at time, but Inoue was just too good. I mean, he was too classy, he was sharp, them body shots, head shots, I mean, he was just beating him to every punch.
It's almost like a body stab, isn't it? He really puts a lot of weight into those body shots.
Finish, I think he's the best finisher in boxing. He's Joe Louis, he's Mike Tyson, he's Jack Dempsey. 3 of the greatest finishers in the history of the sport. He's all of them.
These fighters are the best fighters. In my opinion, I'm nobody, but I think 122 now, right?
122, you'll be going to 135.
Why don't they fight 132, something like that?
Naoya Inoue didn't just defeat Alan Picasso. He sent a chilling message to the entire boxing world, and the pros heard it loud and clear. From the opening bell, Inoue's blistering speed, elite timing, and ruthless precision exposed a massive gap between true championship pedigree and raw potential. As Picasso searched for rhythm and answers, Inoue was already 2 steps ahead, breaking him down with surgical body shots and lightning-fast combinations. The finish felt inevitable. Moments after the fight, boxing professionals across multiple divisions flooded interviews, podcasts, and social media with reactions. Many called it a masterclass. Others questioned whether anyone at 122 pounds is truly equipped to handle the monster reigning at the top right now.
21.5 pounds for the undisputed world champion. 121.1 pounds for the undefeated challenger, David Picasso. Here they are, face to face, 24 hours from stepping into the ring. Challenger and champion, both undefeated. David Picasso. Naoya the Master Inoue.
Despite the wide, one-sided scorecards in favor of Naoya Inoue, former world champion Amir Khan was quick to praise Alan Picasso for the courage and competitive spirit he showed in the ring. Khan pointed out that stepping in against a pound-for-pound elite like Inoue is an enormous challenge, and simply accepting that fight speaks volumes. He emphasized that Picasso's ability to go the full 12 rounds demonstrated real heart toughness and resilience that deserves respect from both fans and fellow fighters. While the outcome clearly reflected Inoue's superior skill, experience, and control, Khan noted that Picasso showed flashes of grit, determination, and a willingness to test himself at the highest level. According to Khan, performances like Picasso's, where a challenger refuses to quit and fights hard until final bell, are what make boxing so compelling and worthy of appreciation.
And he was game, but every time he threw 1 or 2, Inoue came back with 4s and 5s and 6s.
Yeah, credit goes to Picasso for putting a great show on. He pushed Inoue back at time, but Inoue was just too good. I mean, he was too classy, he was sharp, them body shots, head shots, I mean, he was just beating him to every punch.
It's almost like a body stab, isn't it? He really puts a lot of weight into those body shots.
We were sat inside and we can hear the noise of them punches.
Yeah.
And I was telling you, wow, did you hear that noise? I mean, he has power, he has speed, movement, you name it. But I just feel that Picasso just fell short this time. He did a great job though. Honestly, when you look at the fight, he did not give up. Every minute of the fight, he was still there in front of him.
Yeah, you wonder if Picasso, if that's any other super bantamweight not named Inoue, you wonder if Picasso maybe would have got his hand raised, because he did look really good in there.
Yeah,
Darren.
and there was moments you felt he was trying to grow into the contest, but it was just the class and the level of Inoue that just stopped his man building any momentum. But against anyone else, you feel he could have been a real hard night's work. I don't want to discredit anything that Picasso's done there. He tried, he dared to be great. He was just in there with an elite level fighter. Look, just didn't have the one punch power, because he's delivered a nice left hook there. And look, again, I said it with Nakatani, you're always learning still with 31 bouts under your in your career, you're still having to learn. And there's a couple of moments there where he took a couple of silly shots, but
Renowned boxing analyst Teddy Atlas has revealed that he now ranks Naoya Inoue as his #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Atlas explained that he recognized Inoue's special potential more than 3 years ago, frequently praising his elite defensive awareness, balance, and ring intelligence. According to Atlas, Inoue's rise to the top was never sudden or accidental, but the result of a long, carefully built path toward greatness. Expanding on his view, Atlas suggested that Inoue is already on a trajectory similar to that of Manny Pacquiao, citing his dominance across divisions and rare combination of speed and power. However, Atlas also cautioned that every fighter faces unique limits when moving up in weight, meaning significant challenges still lie ahead as Inoue continues his climb.
Proud of the fact that I put Inoue on my pound-for-pound list, I don't know, 3 years ago. Whatever it was, I don't even know how long.
That's true.
And no one...
You've been on him before I even knew who he was.
No one had him anywhere near it. They basically barely knew who he was, as you just touched on. And obviously he dominated Fulton, or at least put it this way. He established control right from the start. He made Fulton's a defensive fighter, a good counterpuncher. He made him concentrate more on defense and surviving than Fulton really wanted to early. He set the course of the fight, the mentality of the fight, the theme of the fight, right from the start. Inoue just never let Fulton really get anything started, or as I said, any rhythm. He used his jab, again, similar to Crawford. The jab was very important for Inoue and for Fulton. Very important. Most important weapon of the night. Inoue used his jab to stabilize Fulton on the outside. Then he plays good body shots to take some of his legs away. He was placing beautiful body shots. He stepped out of range very effectively, controlled distance. He was very good defensively. You know, everyone talked about Fulton's defense. Inoue's defense. Yeah, he's a great offensive fighter, but his defense.
Ryan Garcia shared his thoughts on Naoya Inoue, saying he believes Inoue has the talent and skill to become a multi-weight world champion. Garcia also expressed interest in potentially facing Inoue in future. His comments add to the growing belief that Inoue can continue climbing divisions and cement his status as a true boxing legend.
Inoue can become a multiple weight world champion. So I'm thinking, what if one day we fight 140? I'm talking about future, and we do it in Japan. It'll be huge, huge. Mark my words. If it somehow plays out that way, I think that fight will be one of the biggest pay-per-views of all time.
Former welterweight world champion Sean Porter has stated that Naoya Inoue has a potential to become the next Manny Pacquiao. Porter praised Inoue's eye-catching performances, explosive style, and consistent dominance in the ring. He also suggested that Inoue could soon capture the attention of the American audience, showing how Inoue's impact is reaching far beyond Japan.
The monster is multi-dimensional.
Yeah, of course.
But have you seen him legitimately be multi-dimensional?
Yeah.
From a standpoint of being able, obviously we know he can punch.
Yeah.
We've seen him get to the body. But
He's a box field
I really
before.
haven't seen him stay on the outside and counter punch.
Do you think that's what he's going to have to do against Fulton?
It's not the point. The point is you just call him the #1 fighter on the planet.
Pound for pound.
But you got to be able to do it all.
Yeah.
Who do you fight? I mean, you can...
After securing a dominant unanimous decision victory over Alan Picasso, Naoya Inoue wasted no time addressing what could come next in his legendary career. The boxing world is now buzzing about a massive all-Japanese showdown with undefeated star Juno Nakatani. With both fighters earning impressive wins on the same Riyadh card, fans and promoters have already begun circling 2026 as the ideal moment for a historic clash. Many believe the fight could take place at the iconic Tokyo Dome, making it one of the biggest events in Japanese boxing history. Inoue himself fueled the excitement by hinting that something major is on the horizon, acknowledging that both he and Nakatani delivered standout performances. His comments have only strengthened speculation that a blockbuster title fight could soon emerge, one capable of redefining the super bantamweight division and captivating boxing fans worldwide.
It's huge. I mean, this is like probably billboards all over the place type of fight, huge in Japan. So, I really, if it's in the conversation, could you see any other fight and Inoue could do that really can be this big. He could go up to featherweight and fight for the world featherweight championship. I don't know if it would be as big as this. Inoue Nakatani right now is probably the biggest fight for both guys for several reasons, and it would.
Famously known as a monster, terrifies opponents with a rare blend of blistering speed, devastating power, and elite technical skill. Facing Inoue isn't just a physical test. It's a mental battle, as his non-stop pressure and precision overwhelm fighters long before the final bell.
Inoue. So when you see he got the victory over Cool Boy Steph, he's not a heavy puncher, good boxer. But far as, Inoue, there was a Filipino fighter he had fought twice, Donaire. So Donaire was giving him fits in the first fight. And if I'm not mistaken, Donaire was somewhere close to 40 or 40 years old when he fought him the first time. Whereas he was in his 20s. So he should have knocked him out in the first fight, fighting a guy, like I said before, at that age. What I need Inoue to do is, I need him to come fight in the US, random blood, urine test. I think he's a hell of a fighter. A hell of a fighter. I won't take that away from him. Hell of a fighter. And I like him because I see he take a lot of my.
His precision knockouts and fearless mentality make him an unstoppable force, creating an intimidating and truly terrifying presence inside the boxing ring.
Use that to set something up to get a guy going. He only really lets his hands go if his opponents are hurt. That's just who he is. I actually appreciate that about him. It does a few things. One, it keeps him safe because it's basically a defense mechanism. If I'm not wild or loose, you can't really counter me, or I just won't slip up and do something stupid. So there's not a whole lot that I'm giving you, basically, as an opponent. Not a lot that I'm giving you. But also, it preserves energy. And he can preserve energy. I mean, the guys at that weight, they're a whole lot smaller, so they can definitely preserve energy. But when you're throwing those single shots like he does, it preserves energy. So he's still fresh in the championship rounds, which is quite intelligent. He does like
the matchup between Naoya Inoue and Alan Picasso was billed as one of the year's most anticipated super bantamweight clashes. When the two unbeaten fighters faced off at the Mohammed Abdo Arena in Riyadh, the outcome largely followed expectations, but delivered plenty of excitement for fans. From the opening bell, Inoue showcased his dominance with precise combinations, sharp footwork, and relentless pressure, keeping Picasso on the defensive and controlling the fight's tempo. His superior timing and punishing body attacks gradually wore down the Mexican challenger, leading to a decisive victory. The judges scored the bout widely in Inoue's favor, 120-108, 119-109, and 117-111, cementing his status as a top-tier champion.
Tactical look for this fight. When I saw the two men get into the ring, the first thing that I noticed straight away was Picasso was carrying an incredibly high guard, defensively keeping his gloves very, very high, trying to protect his chin. And one thing I'll say in general about Picasso in this fight is that his defensive awareness was very, very impressive. He very rarely dropped his hands after he threw a shot. His discipline was incredibly good. But the problem with that is that sometimes it leaves a lack of room for creativity with fighters. Yes, it's important to be defensively disciplined, but if you continue to give the same look over and over again, you're never ever going to beat a guy like Inoue. The first thing I said at the beginning of my live about this guy was I looked at him and I went, his elbows are incredibly flared. He had the high guard, but his elbows was very, very far forwards, which instantly made me think he's giving the body to Inoue, he's offering it to him. Now that can sometimes be done because it's to create counter-punching opportunities, but in this instance I think it was just that he was so concerned about protecting his head, about not getting knocked.
Throughout the 12-round battle, Inoue relentlessly targeted Picasso's midsection with powerful, well-timed body shots, forcing the Mexican to constantly adjust his defense and slow his forward movement. While these blows didn't always result in knockdowns, they clearly disrupted Picasso's rhythm and drained his stamina, allowing Inoue to control the pace and space inside the ring. By the middle rounds, Picasso's stance tightened and his counters lost their sharpness, a clear sign that Inoue's consistent and punishing body attacks were wearing him down, asserting complete dominance over the
was there all night for Inoue, and Inoue took it. He took the invitation, and he constantly stabbed to the body of Picasso. And in fact, I'd say that this fight kind of was a story of the body shots in many ways. Picasso, like Inoue, had most of his success to the body. The left hook in particular was a money shot for Picasso, but the difference between these two men was so obvious to see when they were standing in the pocket and they were exchanging left hooks in particular to the body. The impact of Inoue's shots was totally different from Picasso's. It was like Picasso had cushions, pillows inside his gloves, and Inoue had a bloody egg weight. It was damaging, it was vicious, and Picasso simply couldn't hang in the pocket for long periods of time with Inoue. I mentioned the lead hand of Inoue there to the body, but the lead hand of Inoue in general in this fight was incredible to see. I mean, the sharpness, the speed on it, the different levels that he throws it from, it's unbelievably unpredictable and difficult to read as a shot, and it allows...
Promoter Eddie Hearn sparked controversy by calling Naoya Inoue a disappointment for Japan, a view that sharply contrasts with the widespread acclaim Inoue receives from other boxing experts, making Hearn critique an unusually critical take on the champion's remarkable career.
Gutted, devastated, disappointing for boxing, disappointing for Japan. Being honest with you, it's just a horrific mismatch. It's hard to say Inoue's ducking Akhmadaliev, but he actually is. I'm telling you now, Inoue will not fight Akhmadaliev at any point. I bet you he doesn't fight in September or December Akhmadaliev, even though he's been ordered to do it. And I bet he vacates the belt as well. 4 fight fans in Japan, 4 fight fans around the world. The only fight that is competitive at 122 is Akhmadaliev. The Henny fight's just a waste.
Eddie Hearn intensified his criticism of Naoya Inoue, claiming that Inoue has dodged Murodjon Akidal twice. This accusation implies that Inoue has avoided certain opponents, adding controversy to an otherwise widely celebrated and highly respected boxing career.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. Inoue against MJ is one of the best fights in boxing. And I have to respect Inoue for taking it because the people around him didn't want to take that fight. And I kind of feel like I goaded them enough to take it. And I'm very pleased they took it because I see it as a 50-50 fight. 2 best fighters in the division, the best fight in the division, and we're looking forward to being in Japan.
Naoya Inoue admitted that despite securing a dominant unanimous decision, he wasn't entirely satisfied with his performance, noting the fight highlighted areas where he could improve. He explained that a grueling 20-25 campaign had left him fatigued, which affected his execution, even though he maintained control from start to finish and earned the victory. Inoue emphasized that he will take time to rest and recharge, promising to return stronger next time. He acknowledged that, while victorious, his effort didn't fully meet his own high standards.
Magazine, congratulations on the victory. You mentioned during your post-fight interview that you were a bit tired. Is that down to the 4 fights a year schedule? Is that the reason why you're tired?
リングマガジンからです、試合の直後のインタビューでちょっと疲れたとおっしゃってましたけれども、それは4つ試合をこなしたそういうスケジュールのためにお疲れになっているんでしょうか。
まあそれも含めて今日の試合の内容も含め、終わってちょっとどっと疲れたなという感想です。
Yes, that's one of the reasons. But after tonight's performance, when I finished the fight,
did Naoya Inoue prove he remains a pound-for-pound elite fighter, or was this simply another dominant yet predictable performance? Share your opinions, and let us know what you think in the comments below.